Hi. I should say good afternoon. I'm Robin. Glad you could join me today for a stretch class. You're probably used to seeing me with the Senior Center as an instructor doing a brain-body balance class, either at the center or perhaps at Allegro Assisted Living. But today, we're going to be doing a nice, simple stretch routine designed to keep our muscles flexible, our joints open. Maybe we've been doing a little more sitting lately since we've been inside. So this should be a wonderful feeling when you're finished. Some things I'd like you to remember today are to have some water on hand. Even though it's just a stretch class, you always want to be sure that you've got some water available. Stay hydrated throughout your day. All that you need as far as equipment today would be some sturdy shoes, a nice sturdy chair. My chair doesn't have arms. I need to be able to turn sideways to demonstrate some things to you. And I like to be able to have some movement there. But as long as the chair is sturdy, you should be fine. But also today, we're going to stand and use the wall for support for one or two stretches. So the chair and the wall, that's it for today. Be sure that you're breathing throughout your stretch routine. Not only does holding your breath increase your blood pressure, which is not something we want, but also it makes it difficult to really relax into the movement if you're holding your breath. We want the tension to be gone. You're going to just ease into the stretch a little bit. Always feel free to take a break if you need it. Just pause, or just join us afterwards or move into the next movement. And modify also. If I don't give you a modification, you're welcome to modify something that might hurt. You don't want pain in a stretch class. You want nice, gentle pressure, but not pain. All right? So as in all of my classes, we're going to begin by focusing on our posture and our core strength. All right? Your core, everything from the top of your rib cage down to your hips. Strong core keeps us functional in all of our movements throughout every day, okay? So this begin with a strong core. Pull your belly button into your spine, okay? So suck in the tummy, all right? Kind of pull up from the bottom a little bit. Roll your shoulders into your back pockets and try to keep your chin level with the floor and stacked over your shoulders. As we get older and gravity takes over, some of the things that we have a tendency to do is our head juts forward and our shoulders round. So we're trying to address that beautiful posture by sitting up as tall as we can and tucking the chin under. All right. My feet are planted solidly on the floor with toes facing forward right in front of me. Again, the shoulder blades are in my back pockets. And just relax. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Good. Let's just center ourselves. Inhale. Close your eyes if you like. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. This time on your exhale, we're going to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And then inhale up again. And the left ear to left shoulder. Inhale, switching sides. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's do two more. Always be gentle when you're working with your neck. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Good. Bring it back to center. And now I'm just going to let my chin drop down to the chest and just use the weight of my head to stretch the back of the neck. And again, if it's available to you, inhale, and we're going to look up, tilt the chin up. Exhale, release the chin down to the chest. Just pause here for a minute. I'm going to very lightly take two fingers on each side of the back of my head and just give it a little bit of extra. This is completely optional. You can just let the weight of your head stretch the back of your neck. Release. Inhale, look up. One more time. Exhale, chin comes down. Bring it back into neutral. Looking straight ahead, relax your arms. Do a nice strong shoulder shrug up by your ears. And then reach down toward the floor with your fingertips. Press the shoulders down. Good. Inhale, shrug up. Exhale, release, press the fingers down. Inhale, shrug up. Exhale, press the fingers down toward the floor, and now we're going to roll. So start from back to front. Pull your shoulders up, back, and around to the front. Turn sideways. You can see how that looks. Up, back, and around to the front. Good. Inhale, and around. Both shoulders. Inhale, exhale, around. One more time. Inhale. Exhale around. We'll pause here and reverse those shoulder rolls. So inhale, you're going to lift the shoulders and then roll them back and down. Good. Inhale, lift. Roll them back and down. Two more. Inhale. Roll them back and down. One more time. Inhale. Roll them back and down. Good. We'll just shake it out just a little bit. All right, check your feet. Be sure they're nice and solid on the floor. Again, I'm sitting slightly forward in the chair so that my core can be engaged and I can challenge that a little bit. But if you need to scoot back and rest your back on the back of the chair, that's perfectly fine as well. All right, let's climb an imaginary rope ladder. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Let's wake up our sides, our oblique muscles. So one hand at a time, we're going to start to just reach toward the ceiling, right and left, and breathing, right and left. Reach as high as you can, directly over your head. Full extension. Should feel a nice big stretch all the way up your side, down to your hip. Here's two. And here's one. And release. Great. How about a good shoulder stretch today? We haven't done this one for a little while. Take your right arm outside into T position. Now remember that your shoulders are down. We don't want the shoulders up around the ears. Shoulders are down. Take the arm as straight as you can, right across the center of your body. Now, I'm not up here, okay? Don't choke yourself. Bring it low, and then just hook in between your wrist and your elbow with the opposite arm and give it that little extra. And we're going to hold here. Great stretch for the back of the shoulder. Be sure you're breathing. Good. Be sure you're breathing. Let's just roll the right wrist while we're holding this stretch. Warm up that wrist a little bit. Roll. Good. And reverse your roll. And hold for one more breath. Good. From here, I'm going to continue with the right arm into a tricep stretch. So I'm going to let go and then just bring that same arm up and let the hand drop down behind. Now, if your flexibility here is not wonderful, you may find that your elbow is slightly in front, and that's fine. You're going to use the other hand to just help it back a little bit. Give it a press. If you've got more flexibility in your shoulder girdle and your elbow can point up to the ceiling and the hand can drop all the way behind your back, you can still use the other arm for a little extra. Sitting tall, stretching the back of the right arm. My feet are solidly planted on the floor for good balance. One more good breath. And as you exhale, go ahead and release that arm down. Good. Okay. What we do to one side, we must do to the other. Left arm out. A little bit lower than the shoulder. Arm is straight. Take it all the way across the body and use your right arm between the elbow and the wrist to bring it over a little bit more. Now notice that I'm not turning with my body, okay? All I'm doing is just bringing the arm across and then just drawing it a little closer to my chest. Still breathing. Let's roll the left wrist while we're holding the stretch. A twofer. 2 for 1. And then roll the wrist in the other direction. Good. And hold. Normally we hold for at least 3 good deep breaths, which should get us to 15 to 20 seconds, which is really a bare minimum for making advances in our range of motion. Now, let's stretch the tricep, the back of the arm, with the left arm. So I'm going to release the arm, take it overhead, and just drop the hand down behind my back, using the right hand for a little extra, pushing back, lifting up, sitting tall. Yeah, good. And breathe. One more breath. And next time you exhale, just release the arm all the way back down. Just relax the shoulders a little bit. They can go into a little shoulder roll. It's up to you. Now I'm going to continue this forward sitting in my chair. Again, I'm sitting about halfway forward in my chair, so there's space between my back and the chair. But if you need to scoot back a little bit and use the back of the chair for support, that's perfectly fine. We're going to extend the legs out in front of us. If you even need to hold the chair, that's also fine as well. Let's take one leg out. Nice, strong quadricep muscle. Really contract this muscle. Flex your foot. Flex the left foot. Excuse me, your right foot. I'm using my right leg. I don't care. As long as we do the one side what we do to the other, right? Point it and flex it. Okay. I'm going to point the toe and flex the foot. Point the toe and flex the foot. Point and flex. I'm going to turn back to the front. Point and flex. Sit up tall, point and flex, and then how about some circles? Draw some circles with your ankle. Big toe all the way around. Follow the hands of the clock all the way around from 12 to 3 to 6 to 9, and then reverse the circle. You get tired of hearing me say this, but keeping flexibility in our ankle joints and in our big toe is super important for having a good walking gait. And release that right leg back to the floor. Let's do the left side. So you're going to extend the leg out, straighten your leg. See the bottom of my foot? It's flexed. Straighten your leg, tighten up your quadricep muscle, and start by just pointing and flexing. And pointing and flexing. You don't want to shuffle when we walk, because that might lead into a possible fall. So as much as we can pick our feet up and put them down, the better off we are. Okay, leave the point and do the circles. Circle through the ankle. Inhale, exhale. And reverse the circle. And then release the leg all the way back to the floor. Well done. All right, let's work on our wrist flexibility as well. All right, make a stop sign with your right hand. You can see it maybe a little bit better if I move it away from my body some. So making a stop sign with your right hand, basically flexed, okay? We're going to open the fingertips as wide as possible and then close and make a strong fist. Open the palm, close and make a tight fist. This is wonderful for arthritis in the fingers and the wrists. Open all these joints and close and make a tight fist. 2 more. Breathe. Inhale. Close and make a tight fist. Inhale. Close that fist. Shake the hand out a little bit. Go back to your stop sign. Take the opposite hand and just place it in front of the palm and bring the fingers back towards your body a little bit. And turn to the side for this, your stop sign. And then using the other hand, I'm bringing those fingers toward my body. This is wonderful for carpal tunnel syndrome. If you do a lot of things using your wrists and your hands, if you knit, if you're on the computer a lot, keep breathing and hold. And then we're going to reverse this. So we're bringing the fingertips down toward the floor. Use the hand again to help bring the fingertips toward your body. Stretching this extensor tendon, okay, from the elbow down to the wrist. So if you suffer from any tendonitis, this is in your elbow, this is a wonderful stretch. Keep breathing. Nice. And then let's just relax that right arm down. Good job. All right, left leg, left arm, left side. Start with your stop sign. Okay, you're going to open the fingers and then close and make a tight fist. Open the fingers, close and make a tight fist. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Again, inhale, open. Exhale, close. Let's do one more. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Good. Shake it out a little bit. And then stop sign once again. Carpal tunnel stretch. So the right hand is going to help the left fingers come back towards your body a little bit. It's best if you don't grab up at the tips of your fingers. Go ahead and come down where your fingers attach to your palm and pull back from that direction. So again, it looks like this from the side. Still breathing. And then reversing it for the extensor tendon tendonitis stretch, the fingers are going to come down. They're going to point down toward the floor. And the other hand is going to help again a little bit right here. One more good deep breath. Belly button still pulled into your spine. And release. Good. All right. So here come two of the things that we do in almost every class that I teach. They're wonderful for a little bit more warming up of the low back and the hips. Feet are planted solidly on the floor. I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see this. We're going to do the seated cat-cow. And it really is difficult if you're pressed up against the back of your chair. You need to be moved slightly forward in your chair. So we're going to be rounding the back. So if I'm already back here, it makes it more difficult. Slide slightly forward. Plant your feet. Hands come loosely over the front of your knees. Start by taking a nice deep breath in, lifting the chest, putting a little bit of an arch in the back. If it's available to you, you can also look up. Here's your cow or broken horse position in the chair. And then on your exhale, round the back. So you're going to scoop the belly in, round the back so that your spine is in a C curve. Okay? You're pulling away from your knees. You should feel a wonderful stretch here in the low back area. Inhale, let's lift up again. Deep breath in. Cow. Exhale to cat. Angry cat. Two more of these, please. Inhale. And if something feels good to you, it's really working for you today, go ahead and do a few extra if you'd like. Tuck under. Eyes to thighs. Last one, lift, inhale. And then exhale. Here's your cat, sucking in your tummy. Bring everything back to a neutral position with a flat back, okay? Your spine is straight up and down. We're going to reach forward, down toward the ankles, toward the floor with a flat back, and then pull up and back in a big row, right? Here you go. So here's a big inhale. Actually, this should be your exhale. So your inhale is as you come up, open and row, lift your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades. If you can't reach the floor, that is perfectly fine. Go as far as you can go with a flat back. You might just make it right around your ankles, right around your shins or your calves. And then lift up and row back. 2 more, please. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale up. And 1 more, exhale down. Big inhale up and back. Good. And release. Well done. I'm going to turn around again. Uh-oh, losing my water. Lastly, we're going to do a little bit of spine rotation. Be careful if you have osteoporosis. You don't want to over-rotate your spine. Always be very, very gentle. I am going to make genie arms. If any of you remember the TV show I Dream of Jeannie in the 60s, I'm going to make genie arms. All right? A little bit slightly below my shoulders. Bring my feet together for this one. Okay? Take a nice deep breath in, and I'm just going to turn to the right as far as it's comfortable. And then breathing, inhaling and exhaling, and I turn to the left. Good. Inhale. Exhale back to center and around to the right. Wring the air out of your lungs a little bit. Just think of a washcloth as you're twisting. Inhale, but again, not overdoing it. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. Other way. Back to the center. And release your arms. Well done. Let's stand and utilize the wall for a good solid calf stretch and a chest opener. So I'm going to go ahead and stand up and move to the wall. I'll move my chair out of the way just a little bit so that you can see my feet. I'm going to come so that both of my hands are going to go flat against the wall. And I'm going to start to move my feet back. Open the fingers a bit, got a nice solid, and then move my feet back a little bit. And then I'm going to start to just lower my chest toward the floor. Now, you might not be able to get into a 90-degree angle. That's fine. We're just going to open the shoulders and the chest as much as you can. For some of you, you might be able to get a little more open. And just relax. Let your head, your chest come between your bicep muscles, between your arms. Feel a big opener in your chest and your shoulder girdle. I also feel a little hamstring stretch here, the back of my legs. Be sure you're breathing. On your next inhale, we're going to lift back up again. Lifting up. Now, here's an option, right? One hand at a time, okay? I'm just going to bring the other hand down to my waist and just sit back with my hips until that other arm opens. So one arm at a time. Feel the stretch under the arm, in the chest, and in the shoulders. Breathe. One more good breath. And lifting up again. Switch arms. I put my right hand to the wall and bring my left hand down and just push back, push the hips away from the wall and open and breathe. If this is not comfortable for you, if you feel that your balance is compromised in any way, go back to both hands, okay? One more breath. And then lift everything up again. Leave your right leg where it is, and then just step in with your left leg. I'm actually going to scooch that right leg back a little further because I have a pretty good range of motion in my calf. We're going to do a calf stretch here. The right heel is planted on the floor to start. The the left foot. All the toes are pointed straight ahead. My left knee is bent, but as in other classes that we've done, you want to be sure that the knee is over the ankle and not over your toe. You look down, you should be able to see your shoelaces. Again, the wall is here for support, for balance. Press that right heel down, and then we're going to lift and lower it. Lift it, roll through your big toe, and then lower and press the heel down. My right leg is straight. Lift it, inhale, exhale, press the heel down. Good, lift and inhale. Exhale, press the heel down. One more time, lift the heel. Exhale, press the heel down. Now, if you're feeling, wow, it got loose and I think I could get a little more, I could stretch it a little deeper, then scooch the heel back a bit. Still pressing the heel to the floor. So you don't want your heel up now. You're going to keep it down, pressed into the floor. Breathe. And then step in with the right leg and step back with the left leg. Same thing, other side. So my left heel is down. Both sets of toes are pointed forward. My right knee is going to bend a little bit, so I'm in a bit of a lunge position. My left heel is down, and we're going to lift and lower. So as you lift, feel it all the way through your big toe. Exhale and press it down. I hope you washed your hands before you went to your wall. Of course, we're washing our hands all the time right now. So hands are clean, so I don't leave fingerprints. And then exhale, press it down. One more time. Inhale, lift, roll through your big toe. Exhale, press it down and hold. I'm going to stay right here for a couple more breaths. Wonderful calf stretch. Good. Last breath. We're going to step in and return to the chair for a couple more leg stretches and a little bit of upper body stretch. So back to the chair. Now, I need a water break because I've been talking for half an hour. Feel free for your water break. Okay. So I mentioned that we got a little bit of a hamstring stretch when we were against the wall and we had our arms out and our legs were back. So we're going to do a bit more of a hamstring stretch from the chair. Now scooch forward a little bit. It's difficult to do this with your back all the way up against the mat, but hold the chair for support. That would be great. Keep your left foot on the floor, nice and strong. Extend your right leg out. Dig your heel down. So I have a flexed right foot. Here it is from the side. My right leg is flexed, and it's on the floor. And then I'm just going to push forward a little bit with a flat back again. We're not rounding over. Keep the vertebrae nice and straight, and just going to lean forward toward the toe until you feel a nice big stretch in the back of your leg. Tight hamstrings. Tight hamstrings are oftentimes responsible for low back pain. So if you can keep those hamstrings stretched out, then it might alleviate some low back pain. We're just holding right here for a minute. Now, again, you don't have to lean all the way forward onto your thigh. You can just hold a chair and just tip into it a little bit until you feel the stretch behind the leg. When we do our mat classes, we've been alternating chair classes and mat classes so that when we're on the floor, we're also able to do some nice hip flexor stretches. We could try that on the wall. Maybe as we move into this a little bit more and we get more comfortable with it, we can do a hip flexor stretch. But it's easier to get that stretched out on the mat. It's a little bit more safe. We can do bridges. So I hope you join me for a mat class next week maybe. All right, bring it all the way up. And then I'm going to go from here to a figure four stretch. I'm going to cross that right ankle over the left thigh. If you've had a hip replacement or knee replacement, you know you probably need to modify this stretch. The modification is to let the ankle cross at the other ankle. The object is to open the knee so that you can get this hip open a little bit. So I'm just going to press gently on the inside of the knee so that it pushes down toward the floor. If it's available to you, you can actually lean forward. Okay. So here's the modification with the ankle crossed over the ankle. Otherwise, you've got a little more flexibility in your hips. You might want to scoot back for this one. You can cross the ankle all the way over, and again, gently press the knee down toward the floor. Should feel that, ooh, wow, my hip gets open. I do indoor cycling classes a lot, and my hips get tight, so this is a great stretch for that. Another possibility would be to lean forward into it and just press down with your elbow over here on the side. Keep breathing. And on your next inhale, go ahead and lift your torso, and we're going to do all of that on the left side. Uncross your legs. Now I'm going to move forward a little bit again in the chair. Flex your left foot. Dig that heel down. Place your heel down on the floor, and then just gently move forward from your hips. Make that hand sandwich right here at your hips and pike forward so that you're not rounded. Again, it looks like this from the side. Here, straight forward, flat back. Nice long stretch behind your left leg. Pause here and breathe. I'm going to turn back to the front once again. On your next inhale, lift back up again, maybe scoot back just a little bit, and either cross your left ankle over your right ankle for a modification, or bring your left ankle all the way up to your thigh for the figure 4 stretch. Again, wonderful hip opener. It's also a great stretch for your cheeks, for your glute muscles in the back where we're sitting. Okay, so either press open with your hands, or if it's available to you, you can lean forward a little bit and use the elbow to keep the knee open. Notice I've got really nice 90-degree angles here. Okay, I've got a 90-degree angle where my knee is. I have 90 degrees on this knee, 90 degrees down at my ankle, and I can see my shoelaces. You might find that as you that you're able to cross, okay, your left ankle over the right thigh, but because your hips are maybe a little bit tighter, your knee is up here. Okay, that's very common. Again, hand comes to the inside of the knee, and we just gently press toward the floor. Last breath. All right, well done. Let's uncross the legs and finish off couple of upper body stretches just briefly. One of my favorite posture stretches to do is to bring your hands together in front and lace your fingers, okay? And then if you can, we're going to turn your palms inside out and press forward, really extending the arms as much as possible. Push away as much as possible. Plant your feet. Take a good deep breath in. And on your exhale, you're going to lift those arms up, 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 up as high as you can toward the ceiling. Opening the shoulder girdle, okay? If it's available to you, you're coming all the way up. And I'm going to show this to you from the side, okay? Clasping the hands, inside out, press away, and then just start to lift the arms, okay? Still breathing and holding. Be sure that your shoulders are down, not up, but down. One more good breath. This is such a wonderful opener for your shoulders. Exhale and release the arms. Relax your hands. And then just look up toward the ceiling, being gentle with your neck again. And down with the neck. Look straight down. Look up one more time, extending. And then just come to the front. Just be neutral. Come to the front. Take your left hand, going to grab underneath the chair. We mostly almost always finish with this next series. You're going to hold under the chair, take your right arm, bring it up and over, just above your ear. Breathe in. Exhale, move to your right a little bit, and then let your right ear drop to your right towards your right shoulder. Always be gentle when you're working with your neck. On your next exhale, I'm going to just turn and look down towards your right hip, and the hand is going to move to the back of my head. Try not to tug too hard, just use gentle pressure. Inhale back up again. We're going to switch sides, hold underneath the chair with your right hand. The left arm is going to come up and just above the ear. Breathe in. Move to your left, and then just let the ear drop down toward the shoulder with a little help from your fingertips. And now turn and look down toward the hip. Release everything, come back to the center. One last chest opener, one last big hug. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Again, thanks so much for joining me. I'm Robin. I hope to see you next week. We'll probably be on the mat next week. We've been alternating, and I would love to have you join me. Thank you so much from me and from the Senior Center. We miss you. We hope to be able to see you soon. Stay safe.